BBC Question Time was a good watch yesterday, as they had Nigel Farage on. Farage talked about a range of things, including Starmer's relaunch of Labour. Given the nature of the show, there were always going to be some disagreements, and one of those rows involved both Nigel Farage and Alastair Campbell. In today's video we'll be looking at the latest news from up and down the country and also seeing our reactions. So as mentioned in the introduction, Nigel Farage and Alastair Campbell had a heated exchange on Question Time over the legacy of Brexit, with the Reform UK leader branding Campbell the biggest loser in history. The confrontation began when Campbell expressed his disappointment that Keir Starmer's recent speech did not address Brexit, which he claimed had done the country a great deal of damage. Farage responded with obvious disgust, initially saying, "Oh dear," before launching into a more forceful rebuke. "There is a clock. I just want to make one final point. I was disappointed, and Nigel says immigration is a big problem. I was disappointed that Keir didn't mention Brexit, because I think Brexit has done a lot of damage to this country." "Oh dear. Okay. I'm sorry, Nigel, I'm sorry." And Nigel doesn't want to accept it. "You're the worst loser in history, Alastair. Get over it. It was 8 years ago. Move on. You won. It's over. You're the worst winner. It's over. Because you've never taken responsibility for what you've won. It's over. No. We're free. We're free. And we're not part of this Eurozone that's collapsing around its ears. I'm happy. We're out. We're free. I'll tell you what you are. You are someone, and we've seen it tonight. You are someone who will exploit any issue for your own political ends. Brexit was fundamentally damaging to this country. It's your legacy, and now you don't even want to talk about it, because you know it's damaged this country, it's made us poorer, it's made us weaker, and it affects our standing in the world. No, I'm not saying that. Your decision was made 8 years ago, and it's made us poorer. Gave us the chance to be significantly richer, gave us the chance to control our borders, and all that stuff, and sadly the Tories have done nothing this month. If we had done it Nigel's way, it would have been all in the sunshine. So would you be like France now or Germany now? No, I wouldn't. The comparison is what we would have been if we had been in a 5% bigger economy. No, if you went back 30 years ago we would have joined the euro. You see, what you do is different. Wait, don't talk at once. It's over, the war is over. I'm sorry about that, Nigel, because I think you'll get it, the war is over. The young people of this country know that you've taken their future away from them, the war is over, and they will get it back. Go ahead, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, Keir Starmer is facing a backlash from civil service unions after criticising Whitehall culture in a speech at Pinewood Studios. The Prime Minister has sparked controversy by suggesting that too many people in Whitehall are getting comfortable in a hot bath of systematic austerity. Starmer's remarks, delivered during a speech aimed at reshaping his premiership, drew an angry response from union leaders representing civil service staff. In his speech, Starmer distanced himself from the tough reforms, saying, "I don't think there's any swamp to be drained here." However, he criticised what he saw as a lack of ambition in Whitehall, quoting JFK as saying, "You don't choose change because it's easy, you choose change because it's hard." The Labour leader expressed frustration at what he saw as an overly cautious approach, claiming that officials were saying nothing, not trying to do anything too ambitious, setting targets that would be achieved anyway. FDA union leader Dave Penman expressed his anger, accusing Starmer of betraying the trust of civil servants. "I don't think the PM understands how damaging his words are. I think he feels betrayed," Penman told the BBC. He particularly criticised Starmer's choice of rhetoric, saying, "Here we are 5 months into this Trumpian language that's been used." Penman added that Starmer could have highlighted the incredible work of the civil service instead of focusing on the decline. Steve Thomas, Deputy General Secretary of the Prospect Union, warned against scapegoating civil servants for policy failures. Reform may be necessary. In fact, Civil service unions have been saying for years that we are ready to work with the government, he said. Thomas called for addressing the unregulated cuts in parts of the civil service through pay reforms to compete with the private sector. In response, Starmer promised a deep cultural shift away from a decline mindset in his policy document. The Conservative backlash came from party leader Kim Badenoch, who seized on Starmer's speech as evidence of Labour's shortcomings. Badenoch characterised the address as an emergency reset of Starmer's premiership. He suggested that Labour was not ready for government after winning the general election in July. Starmer's remarks yesterday also led some to refer to Boris Johnson's former right-hand man, Dominic Cummings. Cummings, who left Downing Street after losing a power struggle with Johnson's ally Kerry, was keen to dismantle the so-called blob to boost efficiency in Whitehall. Responding to the comparison, the former Vote Leave mastermind said, "Didn't Cummings expect him to be the news of the relaunch? But the curious McSweeney's team figured it out in weeks, and the brain-dead Tories couldn't do it in 25 years." He added, "Years late but good to see the BBC headline on the direction. Cummings was right. It's a shame MPs will spend years destroying the country instead of dismantling Northcote Trevelyan's permanent bureaucracy that has destroyed the country." As the Eurozone/EU shitshow intensifies, it won't be long before the BBC headline is running, "Brexit was right." Finally, Princess Kate and Prince William wrote a message 24 hours before the royal family gathered for the Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey. The royals shared a statement late Thursday evening, thanking artist Charlie Maxey for working on the special illustration for the service. Maxey created the illustration that will feature on the front cover of the order of the service at the event. The bespoke artwork captures the event's theme of love and compassion, reflecting how much people need each other, especially during life's most difficult times. The couple wrote on social media, "We look forward to tomorrow's together at the Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey, celebrating love and compassion this festive season. Thank you to Charlie Maxey for bringing this year's theme to life with a stunning illustration." Maxey's illustration shows a group of people hugging as they walk through the snow towards Westminster Abbey.